The City of Soundsville is the name of this podcast, and I am your host, Shadow Streak, and joined by me is...
RJ App.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Joins me on all the podcasts.
Did I have to be witty?
Today, we are back. Yeah, no, maybe so. I don't know. You tell me. Go monkey go, Mojo Jojo.
Go, monkey, go.
Anyway, yeah, we're back with another episode of the City of Soundsville podcast. For you guys, it's probably been 2 weeks since we released the episode.
About 2 minutes.
For us, it's been 2 months.
Yeah.
So, we had another gap in between recordings, which is exciting because some stuff has happened in between now and then, which actually gave us news to talk about. And I also have an announcement to share as well. So, I'm just going to get that out of the way first. Fun fact, for those of you that have basically discovered this podcast through my channel and possibly even the video that I kind of allude to it in, my season 2 review will be releasing this coming Friday. So in a couple days from the day we're recording this, my season 2 review will be out and in the world. It'll be finished. And so our goal was basically to time the second revival of this podcast with the release of my video. So, to give you a frame of reference of when this is being recorded, yeah, my season 2 video is not out yet, so I don't know how it's going to be received at the time of this recording. But for you guys listening, you'll have maybe seen it already, and if you haven't, well, go check it out because it's now out. It's on my YouTube channel. Just search Shadow Streak. If for some reason you found this podcast before either RJ or myself, which is crazy if you did, but you know, there might be someone out there. So yeah, go ahead and check out the season 2 review on my channel. I talk about every episode from the very beginning of the season with Stuck Up, Up and Away, all the way to the last episode of the season, Slumbering with the Enemy, which we will obviously be talking about on the podcast here in a couple episodes. The hope and the goal, now that the season 2 video is out, is that we do not delay on the podcast anymore. Yeah. And not that you guys have noticed, because for you guys, there's really, well, I guess there has been 2 gaps for them as well. But the goal is to keep the stream of the podcast just going until the end from here on out. So, yeah, that's kind of the hope with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was kind of my opening statement that I wanted to share on this episode of the podcast. So, RJ, is there anything you'd like to kind of talk about or get into before we start talking about the first episode of this week?
Yes, extremely important for the world. There's Powerpuff Girls Crocs coming out. Now, with Crocs, what Crocs does is they make the same exact shoe, but they color it differently. And they make these little giblets or whatever the heck they're called. And, you know, their Powerpuff Girls names pretty interesting. I wonder if this is deliberate, but, like, on each of them, there's two like, pins on each of them. And, like, one is like, a design from the original series, and one is from the movie. On all of the girls, I wonder if they did that intentionally. But, you know, pretty cool. The Blossom one has a bow on it, which I think is pretty cool.
Oh, yeah?
Be buying these? Are you a Crocs wearer?
No, I don't wear Crocs.
I don't really wear Crocs either, but, you know.
I had a pair when I was maybe in like 4th grade or something.
Really? Yeah. Well, they're trending right now. They're kind of trendy. You know, they're fine. I don't really buy them, but you know, Powerpuff Girls are just a popular license right now, apparently. As far as fashion goes, I would say, because most Powerpuff Girls merch now is fashion related, right?
What color are they?
Well, there's one for each of the girls, so you know, pink, blue, and green. So not a bad purchase. If I needed some Crocs for whatever reason, I would get it.
I wish I could say I was surprised.
Of course. Well, do you think they were going to make one with the mayor on it? I mean, come on.
I was kind of hoping for like maybe a Mojo purple and like a fuzzy pink.
Nah, they're not making
as
that.
Opposed to a blossom pink.
That's too much money to spend.
Maybe a princess yellow and a grubber green.
Rubber. Oh, come on, you're expecting too much.
You don't want grubber green?
I want grubber green.
Who doesn't want grubber green? Yeah, exactly.
The world at large.
When you wear them, you actually get a British accent. You talk very politely. It's very nice to meet you all.
You're the master of impressions.
Stupid.
Which is really cool because Grubber's just like the best
so
voice actor of all time. but nobody.
Grubber, not his voice actor, but Grubber.
No, not
himself.
Jeff Bennett. Grubber is the best voice actor. Jeff Bennett, you know.
Yeah, Grubber
Jeff Bennett is
himself.
number 2.
Just to clear the air for everyone listening.
it's
Jeff Bennett. He's trash, but Grubber's 10 out of 10.
Jeff Bennett, he's okay. It's okay. So it's a good kid, you know. It's okay at what
He's
he does,
mid.
but Grubber,
He's mid. He's very mid.
Grubber is the Mel Blanc. Mel Blanc is the second Mel Blanc compared to Grubber.
Yeah, Mel Blanc really should have just changed his first name to Grubber, honestly.
That's right. He's just Grubber's the original. Anyways, why are we stalling? We have some great episodes.
Actually, we're not stalling. We're talking about very important subject matter here.
That's true.
You silly goose. But anyway, now that I've insulted you and your entire family's generations, yeah, we're here to talk about the best episode of the Powerpuff Girls, in my opinion, ever made. Yeah, this week we have the episode pairing of the Powerpuff Girls' best rainy day adventure ever, and the other episode that's not as important but still really good, Just Desserts.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're just gonna go ahead. Let's just dive right into this and get this ball rolling. Yeah, as I just said, the Powerpuff Girls' best rainy day adventure ever is the best episode of the series. It's my favorite episode of the whole thing, all time. GOAT, and whatever other words you want to use to describe something being the apex or peak. Absolutely love it. How do you feel about this episode, RJ?
Well, yeah, I love it too. It's one of my favorites. But like objectively, it kind of is the best episode. Maybe this or Bubble Vicious, I would say, are like objectively the best, just like from a writing point of view, because like there's like zero problems with either of those episodes.
Yeah, I say it in my video, but I mean the writing on this is absolutely like, it's like the sheer level of creative writing on this is absolutely like the best I think I've ever seen out of the show. And I mean, there's some, don't get me wrong, there's some great written sequences with like Los Dos Mojos with Bubbles and Mojo on their rants, and like, you know, even Mojo and Princess going back and forth in Mojob. Like there's some great written dialogue between characters, but like just as far as like not only character dialogue but also portrayal, inflection, and performance from the voice actresses.
Yeah, and
especially I just think that this episode is next level.
Yeah, you get it all, especially from the main 3 girls, because, you know, they're really getting to what I thought was interesting with the voice acting is like, right, so they're usually being superheroes, but like the voice actors have to pretend to be children playing, which I think is a really specific acting challenge.
Yes.
Like I really appreciate that.
Yes.
Like, you know,
and so do I. That's what I find so appealing about it, is like they're not just being themselves, you know, they are acting as the girls, acting as themselves, basically.
It's like the best voice acting performances from all of them too. So like that's another reason. And like, yeah, so we're saying like there's great dialogue in it, but like usually the show is great, but there are certain episodes that are just great all the way through, and this is one of them.
Yes, absolutely. I just think the general concept from the episode is also absolutely genius. So one of the things that a term I picked up while I was working on my season 2 video is this term called child lore, which basically refers to a bunch of concepts that, you know, people experience at a very young age. And a lot of what season 2 has done, and, you know, so far and will continue to do in some upcoming episodes, is it explores all these different concepts of things that like kids experience from that perspective that like as an adult you don't really ever think about, or like, you know, you don't experience anymore. So like, for example, things we've already dealt with are like cooties in the last episode that we talked about. Like that's a popular thing. And imaginary friends. Upcoming is Cover Up in a future episode, and that's featuring, you know, a blanket, which a lot of kids have an attachment to something like that. You know, the concept of you know, a sibling, or man, what else? Having a pet, like in Pet Feud, you know. Different, like there's general concepts, but then it's like there's perspectives that kind of meld into the sort of like young childhood area. And this whole playing inside on a rainy day is like another kind of idea of like these kids are playing pretend, they can't go outside, you know, whatever, so they're kind of just spending their time messing around doing basically nothing but making their own entertainment out of it. And again, another thing I appreciate about this episode, and I can't speak because I'm not like a kid today, but it's like, other than like near the very end of the episode where Buttercup and Bubbles are playing a video game very briefly, like there's a lot of just imagination and pretend, and you know, it's honestly, it's pretty nostalgic for me because like this is exactly what I did as a kid. Like I had my sister, maybe we had a neighborhood kid come over. We made our own fun. We literally just made up something and we did whatever, you know, like, yeah, we'd play video games, sure. But like, let's say there was a thunderstorm outside and the power went out, like can't play video games then. So yeah, I definitely can speak and attest to this, that like this sort of thing is exactly what I did with my friends and sister and neighborhood kids a lot. So it's very nostalgic for me on that front.
They're such real kids that it's like that's why this episode is so funny. And I think also what makes this episode so great is that the show doesn't usually indulge in this type of stuff, which makes this episode even sweeter. Because like, you know, in the 90s there were a lot of other shows about kids playing and, you know, like playing together and being imaginative. Like, you know, Rugrats was a big deal at this time. But like, I think just because they gave us this one special episode, it makes it that much better. You know, and oh yeah, and I also have to say, this is like, both of these episodes are boarded by Dave Smith, who, and I've sung his praises before, but like this, I really feel like these two episodes, like this Supervillain, like these are why I love him. Like all of his episodes are just, I don't know, like just consistently funny, even like the ones that are like less good, because he does the in season 3 he does the episode, I forgot, Fallen Arches, right? Like I don't, like it's not like that's the most memorable episode, but all of them are just funny. And now he gets to do like this A episode, which is like a really great concept, and like he just excels at it. So overall, just like, you know, one of the masterpieces of the series.
Yeah, I mean, I think like I could sit here and we could go through, and we probably are going to go through a bunch of our favorite jokes and gags and lines and all that stuff. But like just from a premise and a concept perspective, it's like fourth wall breaking is such like a popular thing, especially now more than ever. I mean, it got really popular within the last 10 years or so, especially. It's always been a thing, but like the fact that this show manages to like break the fourth wall, but not in the stereotypical direct manner that, you know, most people imagine when you think about fourth wall breaking, also makes it extremely special and unique in that sense, because it's not like the characters are sitting there and they look at the audience and say, wow, that's just lazy writing or whatever, you know.
I cannot stand that stuff. You know, that happens so much
like,
in modern entertainment.
It does. And it's like, yeah, it can be funny and it is cool. Like, I do appreciate good self-awareness when, you know, it's well written or integrated or whatever. Like, don't get me wrong, I do enjoy the Deadpool style of humor, but it's overdone. And if you don't do it well, it does sort of make me groan. But the fact that this episode breaks the fourth wall in the sense that it is very self-aware, and it's not necessarily making fun of itself, but making fun with itself, if that makes sense. That's great, yeah. Where they're basically taking the concept of the show, translating it into how kids would interpret the show, and then having the characters act that out. Yeah. So they're pretending to be themselves. And that's also where a lot of the comedy and humor comes into play, such as like,
can I be Bubbles?
The moment where like the moment where Buttercup's the monster, right? And then like Mayor or Bubbles is the mayor, and then Buttercup goes and grabs the phone, and she's like, "What's the trouble, Mayor?" And Blossom's like, "Wait, what are you doing?" And she's like, "I'm Blossom now." And it's like, no, you're the monster. You can't be Blossom. And she's like, just that sort of thing. But it's like, again, also absolutely something that happened to me as a kid with other kids, is like they're making up the rules as they go. They're literally just doing whatever, like nothing actually matters or means anything, and it's changing on the fly. And it's like, yeah, that's absolutely something a kid would do. And Blossom reacting to being like, wait, you can't be me, and that sort of thing. And then like the two older siblings are fighting over who gets to be Bubbles because neither of them want to be Bubbles. It's like silly little
how
stuff
realistic
like that.
Do you think that is to her real world popularity? I think they actually did a poll. I think she actually is the most popular.
Bubbles is the most popular, yes. But like in terms of like a sibling dynamic, like that's also a very real thing.
Oh, sure.
You know, like and the show is already proven that it's super great at like basically portraying the dynamic between the three sisters and how that works. And like, yes, obviously the two older siblings butt heads more, and like, but neither of them like want to be the youngest one, and the youngest one just wants to be included. And it's like, it's just so entertaining to watch, and it's so excellently, like, again, it's acted out so well. I think all three actresses, this is some of the best work they did in the entire series. It's like,
their
it's
careers.
just so on point. It's so phenomenal. It's, again, I don't think there's a single dud here. I think every single joke, every single line lands. There's never a dull moment at all. Everything is just so well presented and portrayed, and I absolutely love the episode through and through. I mean, gosh, there's so many gags. I mean, I could just list them off. I mean, like, you know, I will say my favorite joke in the entire episode is when the mayor picks up the phone and answers
that's the biggest
Bubbles.
laugh. Yeah.
It's like, I'm on my way, and he runs out the window and just lands in the mud. And then for no reason, this is again another thing I love about it. For no reason, Miss Bellum just walks up to him in the middle of the rain, and he just looks up at her. It's like, why is she out there? What is she doing? Like,
Well, she's out.
like, why is she there? And then like the mayor's just like, I fell in the mud, and it's like, what? It's the stupidest thing, but it never fails to make me laugh.
I fell in the
love
mud. He
that
just
gag
lies.
so much.
He just lies, even though he just clearly fell out the window. Well, she's out there because
Yeah,
the mayor just fell. Somebody had to notice he fell out the window.
but like, how did she run through that entire building and get out there?
I like to
In,
imagine
like,
she was
the
like
3
on her
seconds
lunch
she
break
was
or something,
outside.
and she just came back to that.
Maybe, but again, that's like just why I find it so amusing. It's like, why is she there? Like, it doesn't matter. It's part of the joke, but it's like, I love that, you know.
I'm
Obviously, I love the professor
yes.
showing up, playing Bubbles, fly, 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 pow, bye, bye,
And he
bye,
gets to
bye,
be
bye.
annoyed
You know,
dad in
that's
this
great.
episode, which I don't think they really did before.
Yeah. And he doesn't get to do it very often, but it's like, that's exactly how most parents would act. You know, it's like, you know, especially he's like, he works from home, he's trying to work, and he's like, I can't, I have to do my job. And so he's like, oh, okay, let's get this over with, you know. So it's like he still cares for them, you know, and he still sets his responsibilities aside for that. But, you know, that's always charming. And then, you know, it's like we get some villain impressions with the girls pretending to be the different villains, and like Buttercup dresses up as him.
I love the Buttercup
Bubbles
him.
does her little banjo twang.
And specifically, she
It's
says,
just,
I have the power, the skill, and the wardrobe to create such a piece.
yeah. And then Blossom's like, no, it was not you. It was me.
And yeah, they're making fun of him.
Yeah,
They're
it's-
basically roasting him.
Mm-hmm.
Bubbles
Yeah.
takes her out.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, she falls for it.
Well, you were just so convincing. What am I supposed to do? Pretend, dummy.
Yeah, that dummy is mean, but like that is so
It's so
so how
great.
little kids talk.
Yes, it is. It's so great. It's so great. I mean, the guy, the jokes are endless. I mean, every
line is
single,
perfect.
every single line from the very beginning to the very end, it just hits.
I was about to
joke
say,
after joke after joke.
I'm glad you're taking care of some of them because I don't even like doing this one is like overstimulating because like how do I just talk about every line in the episode?
Mm-hmm.
Like the
I
beginning,
know it almost feels overwhelming.
it's like the best narration too. No government today because it's raining.
And it shows the mayor dressed up in golf,
Yeah, he's not
like in
gonna-
golf attire with his golf clubs. Like that. I mean, applicable. You know, like
And
still relevant.
so stupid. That, yeah, if supervillain can't commit crimes because it's raining, he's just like a little kid who can't play outside.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's so good. And it totally sets you up for like, you know, it's like, oh, everything's dreary and miserable. Okay, is this going to be like a dull episode?
By the way,
And then it just goes.
yeah, the narrator has none of the energy he usually does, but like I have to say, like for whatever reason, like the background of it raining are just beautiful.
Oh, absolutely. I love the coloring, like the dark blacks and grays and blues. It's great, and the aesthetic's awesome. And it completely kind of subverts your expectations right off the bat, because you're like, you go and it's like, oh, it's raining, it's miserable, it's dreary, and then the girls are like, you know, but Buttercup's like, there's nothing to do, there's nowhere to go.
I need action. I need adventure, which is like meta.
I need to punch.
And she doesn't even hit Bubbles.
And then Bubble starts crying, and it's like, okay.
You know what's
And then it
interesting?
just goes.
I think these guys are just going off of memory writing this episode because like I assume a lot of the writers of the show didn't have kids yet at this point because these are guys in like their mid-20s or something.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
But they did such an excellent job at it. I mean, they nailed
they
it.
nailed it. They
You know?
definitely nailed it. Yeah, and yeah, action adventure. That's so funny. She's just saying that it's an action adventure show, and she misses that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's so cool too is like usually don't like a like straightforward action adventure shows usually don't like the silly episodes. Like some of them are fun, but like you're just like this is clearly like, you know, a filler episode that they had to make because they needed another episode. And this is like the best episode that's like that type of filler episode.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean and like there's so many other relatable experiences in here. It's like it's unreal that they jam pack as much as they do into this because it feels like there's so much that happens in such a short time, but like it doesn't feel rushed.
It doesn't at all. And the other thing about this,
it's paced so well.
I'm just thinking now, a lot of people when they talk about Powerpuff Girls, they're just like, yeah, like I like the girls, but like you really like the villains because of course the villains are extreme, you know, the heroes are straightforward. The heroes are good.
Yeah, but like this episode shows
it's all
that
the girls
are just as great as characters.
Exactly.
That's all them. There's no villain in this episode other than Mojo frowning at the beginning.
Right.
You know,
the only other laugh comes from like the mayor and the professor, but like, you know, otherwise it's like the girls this is just the girls carrying an episode on their own. And they're actually they're now that I think about it, they're more in this episode than they are in any other episode because usually you have
pretty much
you have some like, you know, villain to establish or some plot to establish,
or Miss Keene or the professor.
Exactly,
or
exactly.
You know,
but this is all just the girls.
It's
getting
just
to shine
them.
as characters.
It's just them. Yeah, and it's like, you know, again, another thing that I think of right away that is like this. Again, I speak from experience myself. Is like it begins and blossoms like the city of Townsville. You know, and she's establishing the scene or whatever, and she's like, you know.
I'm happy and I'm driving.
I'm happy. I'm driving. I'm happy and I'm driving. And then like, hey Joe, what do you know? And then Buttercup just like steps in and kind of, and she's like, wait, what are you doing? And then she's like, no, you can't do that yet. Joe still has to go to the market and pick up.
Yeah, it's like it's that when you're playing like pretend. It's like there's that one person who wants to do everything by the rules, and then there's that other kid who just wants to knock stuff down.
Yes.
Class
and then Buttercup's like, ugh. And then she's like, now. And then Buttercup knocks over the building and Bubbles goes, blah!
Yeah, of course she has to like,
this is perfect.
She has to be bossy about pretend play. Yeah.
Yeah. Because that's exactly what Blossom's character is. And it's again, it's perfect. And I will say, like, that was me. I was the Blossom. I was the one that's like, we have to do it this way. And then
this is how an episode is.
There was my neighbor who was basically the Buttercup. Like, no, we're just doing this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, and we'd get frustrated and we'd fight. And then my sister was Bubbles and she'd just sort of be there. And it was
baby,
so relatable. So relatable.
You know, this is also fun for Blossom because she usually has to be very grounded and practical.
Yeah, but like in this one, no, she shines just as much as the other two do.
Right.
You know, and again, I mean, I love the Miss Bellum gag. The Miss Bellum gag is hilarious.
Do you think that Nobody Tells Me When to Come thing is intentional? Because like I really can't tell.
I don't think it was.
Yeah, because like it's like
I know the show has a rep. I know the show has a rep, but like I don't think that one was.
Because like that's not really comfortable to do with Buttercup. I don't really want Buttercup to say that.
No, it's not. Like the show has deliberately like chosen to involve those gags with the adult characters.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like they deliberately don't put that stuff on the girls almost always. I mean, there's a couple lines like this that maybe they get misinterpreted or there's like an unfortunate maybe connotation or something, but I don't believe that was intentional at all. Right, I think that's people reading into it and taking, you know, kind of applying a new meaning to it outside of the episode.
And by the way, I love,
because it's like, you know,
I'm sorry. One of the things I also love is like just a lot of E.G. Daly's line reads. It's like, I'm a monster and I'm eating Joe. I do that. It's like, I surprise.
I surprise.
I just love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then
I love when Bubbles pretends to be the mayor.
Yes.
Bubbles' mayor impression is hilarious.
And you
love it.
You also see that Octi and the mayor have the same exact hat.
Yep. I'm gonna hide under my desk like I always do.
Yeah, I still. And she's stuttering like him too.
Oh yes, the Powerpuff Girls, please pick up.
You know, for whatever reason that music cue when she takes off Octi's hat and like, you know, pretends to be the mayor. I don't know why that sticks in my head all the time. I don't know what it is about that.
No, I can hear it. I literally hear it in my head right now.
Right, just thinking about it. Yeah, exactly. We don't need to rewatch these before we do them.
No, we really don't.
Especially this one.
I can talk about like 90% of the show off memory.
Season 5 and 6, that's when I
There's
have to rewatch, and it's not going to be that fun, but we'll see. It'll be
Yeah, and
it'll
even
be
with
fun.
season 5 and 6, I can go off of like half of them. There's just half that I don't remember, but the other half
I remember the
can.
stories, but I'm sure I don't remember every joke that was in them. Most of them, anyway. I rewatched the ones I like.
That is fair. That is fair.
I don't know why, but like, I really like the animation where Bubbles and Buttercup were arguing. You be Bubbles.
Your bubbles. Your bubbles.
Your
Your
bubbles.
bubbles. Your bubbles. I'll be bubbles. You
can't.
can't.
Yeah, just such nasty little kids. And of course, I think that's one of Tara's favorite lines. Like when she's doing her, we're playing the Powerpuff Girls, and nobody wants to be me. I shortened it
Nobody
by a lot.
wants to be me. Yeah, I love that line too.
They're such annoying little kids, yeah.
The professor's like, now, how can we solve this problem? Womp, womp, womp.
And that face of him is so funny.
Uh-huh.
I know there's probably just like
The mayor's just called. There's
there's
the mayor just called. There's a giant alligator destroying the city. Roar.
yeah, exactly. The acting too of like a little kid playing pretend is like that's so they hit it so well. And like very cute. It's like,
But it's
"Go
funny
down."
because Blossom gets up and she's like roar, but like she's also partially not enthused.
Yeah, she
And
hates
she's
her
even
role.
drawn with like a somewhat bothered face. So it's like you can see that the professor sort of settled the issue by saying, Blossom, you're going to be the monster now. And she's probably not too happy about it.
She's clearly not. Like it is a reluctant thing. That's really funny because like
Yeah.
the animation
And
doesn't
then
do that much to tell her that she's reluctant, but you could really tell she is.
But you can see it. You can see it. And then I love when Buttercup and Bubbles are like, let's go. Dun, 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 and they sing their own theme song as they run through the room.
I think that's like
Funny as that. And then like they stop and they're like, Bubbles. And then the professor just walks.
Yeah, it's such
Dead
slow walk.
silent.
Like-
dead silent with such just a blank face on it. Like just,
No speed.
Yep. Nothing. It's great. It's absolutely great.
Like
I
he
love
can't do
it.
his work because they have to
Absolutely
play
love
the Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I really do love I'm going down. And it's funny. Like,
Bubbles, help us.
yeah, because they're so funny. Like conceptually, like they're playing themselves getting defeated.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, of course, fly, pow, bye, 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 bye. And I have to say, like with the design,
man.
the professor
Yeah.
was such an interest. Like you see how much a lot of the times when you use the shirt off, like the professor has a lot of body hair, and I like his like his like knees are very angular, very interesting anatomy.
Yep.
Gosh, and I love I love that pose of like Blossom being like defeated, quote unquote,
And she's got like the derp face or whatever. Yeah.
and they get to be the narrator again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now that I think
Yeah.
about it,
And then Blossom's whole Mojo impression's pretty great.
Yeah.
I love that.
I think
bit
Trendmaster
too.
did plush toys of these impressions, but I think they switched a few of the characters. I don't remember those
Well-
toys, but I believe I think maybe they gave like Buttercup the Mojo helmet or something. It's like you almost got it,
Well,
but you messed it up.
leave
a little
leave it to literally everything to never be accurate to the show.
bit. Right,
So, you know,
everything.
next you're gonna tell me Bubbles has ice breath or something. Could you imagine if something ever did that?
Oh, we're not
That'd be
there yet,
crazy.
man. We're not there yet. Oh man, but I do love like I especially like when Bubbles is doing her impression. I just like when she's playing her banjo.
Yep.
Just that, yeah.
I
One of
love
the
how she
cutest,
does her little
one of the cutest,
singing
yeah,
of
one of
it.
the cutest line reads from Bubbles. Yeah.
And
yeah, so-
another part of the episode that I really relate to is when Mojo's like, when they turn it into hide and seek. And that's like the other thing about it is like the game keeps changing. Like how it starts and how like where it gets to, it's like it's always just like it just keeps changing. Because now they're like, Blossom's like, you basically have to come find me in my evil lab or whatever. And she goes and she hides under the sink. And this is something I absolutely relate to, where Buttercup and Bubbles lose interest and never find her, and they go and play video games. Blossom's left to sit around for
Yes,
a while doing
I relate
nothing,
to
and
that
then she
too.
eventually realizes they're not coming. I absolutely relate. I've been in that exact scenario like I
Me
just
too, me
described,
too.
where it's like, we're going to go do a thing, and I'm going to be over here, and you guys have to come find me or whatever, and then they never do. And then I sit there for like half an hour to an hour, wasting my time, and then I come back and I realize, oh yeah, they quit the game. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Well, thank you for
telling me,
communicating that to me and, wasting my time while you guys went and did something else. Like, I relate to that. Yeah, I
It's
can
such a
speak from
it's such a thing
experience.
that happens. Yeah, and also just the idea of like I like video games, but I do remember a lot of times where like we'd be like doing like fun pretend play or something. Then they're just like, all right, well let's play video games now, and like it's like you guys don't want to finish what we're doing. It's like I thought we were
Yeah,
having fun.
yeah, yeah, and I again, that's the other thing too is like I learned that lesson as a child that people have different ranges of attention spans and some last longer than others. There's nothing wrong with that. But it's definitely more frustrating as a kid when you're very into something like you described and you're like committed to this thing and it's super fun, and then the other people you're having fun with lose interest and go somewhere else, and you're
Yeah,
like,
it's
oh,
like
but we
"Oh,
were
we're
having such a good
having
time.
fun."
And it's like, okay, I guess we're done now or whatever. So like I relate to that a lot.
But Blossom's
Um
smart enough to get them back to having fun.
yep. Yep, she works it back in. Now, granted, if someone ever did what she does to her sisters, if they ever did that to me, I would not be back to playing the game. I'd be
Yeah,
mad.
I would be
I'd
mad.
be
So,
angry.
like, but Blossom is much better than me.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, they're
But
playing.
and then it basically turns into it basically at that point it turns almost into like tag in a way. So it's like another, a chase down basically. And then there's just a random Murph gun that just shows up for like 2 seconds. It's funny. Nice reference to Nerf, which is another thing that as
And the
kids
game
we
they're
all have
playing,
Nerf
they're
guns.
playing a Nintendo 64, but playing an Atari game. Which I guess if like somebody's being pedantic, they'll be like, they're not playing an N64 game. She's not touching the controller. But you really shouldn't be having fun watching cartoons if you complain about stuff like that.
Yeah, right.
And I just love like Bubbles keeps saying, jump over the water, jump over the water. Buttercup's so hard.
Jump over the water. I'm
I'm
trying.
trying.
And like she's not even moving. Like it's just a stationary game. Like the character doesn't move.
Do you think she actually is having trouble with the controller because of her hands?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe you're gonna throw your big shiny bucket at
I just
me.
that's the funny thing is like the thing they're observing about kid behavior is like they're being kind of crappy to each other at some points in this. Like they're getting along and being crappy
Mhm.
to each other like an equal amount, which is like perfectly observed. And just like the arrogant line reading, we're way finished. We're playing video games now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is I love when like Bubbles does that. Like whenever Tara John does those like line readings, it's just like it's like in like the second episode where there's like where she's like, duh. That's one of my favorite
Duh.
things.
Still that vocal clip is still at the beginning of every single one of my videos. I've used that for like maybe 8
It's so
years now.
iconic.
I don't even remember what the
The
first
only
video
problem
was
with
that I
that
used
line
it
is the
in, but
first
I've
time she does it, it's such an iconic line, but the first time she does it, there's like a
her mouth doesn't
yeah.
move. Yeah, her mouth doesn't move. But either way, it's at the very beginning of every single one of my videos. Every single one. It's been that way for like 8 years.
I also want to highlight
Not 9 years.
I want to highlight some of the music too, because like I think Buttercup is playing pretend where they're still in their room. They do like these softer versions of like I guess they're more like synthy too. They're more synthy and like very much more smaller. They don't have like the orchestra or like the beats in them really because it's just the girls playing. So I thought that was really fun. And like pretty good video game music he makes too. Which I guess he's a special like talent for video game music because he did that they did that Buttercup the Bubbles arcade game and gosh what's that Schoolhouse Rock.
Fuzzy the loser.
Bubbles
The winner.
and they also he also apparently did some video game music for Dexter's Lab, something that he said in an interview, which I assume the episode he's talking about. Do you remember that episode where I think they have like the Tron parody?
Yes.
Yeah. It's a good season 1 episode. I think that's a Craig storyboard. Very fun, but yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, but like Blossom gets them
Yeah.
having fun
Yeah,
again. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it ultimately, I love the way that it sort of just ends completely full circle. So it just comes right back to where it started with basically, the sun comes up and now there's a giant alligator
The same
attacking the
exact
city
thing.
for real.
Mojo unleashed it. Yeah.
Yep.
And it's just like it's like
Yep.
them bringing back is like, oh yeah, like remember this is something that could just happen in the show.
Mm-hmm.
And like Blossom does
Yeah.
it, the thing she
Yeah, it's
does
great.
sometimes is just like, do we have to? It's just like one of the main jokes of the show because they're kids. Also, just a really good another good acting thing is like they have to laugh and like Blossom has to be like she's clearly has just been laughing and like having fun and she's like, hello, very good, very good acting performance.
Yep.
And I love the "I want to be Bubbles."
Very good. Very good. Oh, I wanted to be Bubbles.
I don't know if Tom made that up or if that was written, but amazing line. So yeah, I guess we got it. We just covered a flawless episode.
Yeah, it's my favorite episode of the show. As I said at the very beginning of this section, I absolutely love it. It's got so many great jokes. They all hit. I think the characters are in their prime. The voice direction and the performances are phenomenal. It's hilarious. It's so well done. The only criticism that you can really give this episode, if you want to give it any at all, is if this is your first episode, a lot of it could be lost on you, because you're not going to have the context of the rest of the show to compare it to in order to get a lot of the in-jokes and references of the things that it's referring on itself. But also it's kind of interesting in that way, because it also gives you a unique and different perspective as a first-time viewer that could very well give you an appreciation for it, having the context of seeing it before and after. So that's not to say that it's definitely a bad thing. It's just I could see people criticizing it for that reason. And it's like, yeah, maybe. I unfortunately have no way of knowing what the perspective of the episode would be like had I not had the context of other episodes. But I definitely see that, like, you're not going to get everything, if that makes sense.
Sure, but you'd still probably laugh at it. So it's like, it's not like it's going to be like an awful, confusing experience for them. You just might not get it on this.
No, I'm not saying that it would be bad. I'm just saying that, like, there's going to be things that gets missed or not understood because of that.
You're saying there might be you're trying to make a criticism as if there was one for this episode, which there isn't.
I mean, there's not.
There's not.
I'm just saying other people would try to make.
If you don't
one.
like this episode,
I'm not saying I agree.
You hate this one.
Okay, well, I'm not saying I agree with that idea. I'm just saying I always like to consider counter arguments or counterpoints to my own arguments, because that's what allows me to strengthen my own.
To be honest, I mean, like, I think we're actually pretty decently critical of the show when we do our episodes, and it's mostly just because we've seen these so many times. Mm-hmm. But like, this is one you kind of just can't. Because once again, really one of the best episodes, and it's the writers flexing too, because it's like you're making a Powerpuff Girls episode without action, or like, you know, especially if you're older, like you might come to the show for like the edginess or like the fighting or like you know, adult stuff or whatever, but like they're showing us like, oh no, this is going to be just as funny, if not funnier, with none of that.
Yep, 100%.
So just a flex. What do you feel about the title?
I think the title's phenomenal, because like it's so different compared to every other title in the entire series. Like, there's no other run-on title the way there is for this one. And my favorite thing about it is it feels like it's something the girls would call what they just did.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like the title was named by the girls themselves. You know, it doesn't have the clever pun or the clever, you know, double meaning, triple meaning behind it that most of the episodes of this show do. It feels like it was given a very just, you know, very simple but run-on title that like a kid would name, you know, the experience or the title almost.
I was a little mixed on the title before, because I was just like, because like I'm so used to them being different, so I was like, really, like why this title? But Puff did say something which I think is true, is like, I think it's a reference to Richard Scarry children books. Or Richard Scarry. I actually never said that out loud.
I always pronounced it as Richard Scarry, but I don't know if that's correct.
I mean, it's okay to make that mistake when you're 3. I don't know about now, you know, but yeah, very iconic.
Unfortunately, I've never met the guy.
I've never met him, unfortunately. I mean, do you think kids now are familiar with these books?
I don't know, maybe not. I mean, even when I was a kid, like, I had a vague, like, I did not have a bunch of those, but I remember I had a VHS tape of like something.
Yeah, it's not like I was well versed. They're just kind of iconic. Yeah.
Yeah, and then like I know my dad got me like a couple books like at rentals or whatever when I was a kid that I'd like read or whatever, but like I don't really remember it that
I don't remember anything content
because my exposure to it wasn't super consistent. Like, if you want to talk about stuff that I had constant exposure to, it was like, you know, as far as books go, I remember the Berenstain Bears. Sure. I remember having you know, that classic right there, Dr. Seuss, of course, you know. Stuff like that, but Richard Scarry, I never really personally had too much exposure to it as a child.
It might have been one of those things.
I had some, but not a lot.
It might have been one of those things that was like an institution for so many years and then it kind of just fades. But like, you know, you really just remember him because he's iconic. I'm sure kids still read that if you're, their parents buy it for them. But always really fun and striking art in it. But the title works if it's a reference to those like that. That actually makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, I could believe that.
All right, are you ready to get our just desserts?
Man, dessert time already? Yeah, I guess so. That wraps up our thoughts on the Powerpuff Girls' best rainy day adventure ever. So let's go ahead and move on to the second half of this season's episode pairing with Just Desserts. And this introduces us to another thing that the Powerpuff Girls does from time to time. It's not super frequent, but we occasionally get episodes that are actually sequels to previous episodes.
When do we ever get
being
that?
One of them. Well, you can count Monkey See Doggy 2 as a sequel.
You're right, yeah.
And then if you wanted to count The Boys Are Back in Town, you could.
I don't count that
You can
one.
also count Aspirations as
No, I meant like in the real episodes.
What do you mean in the real episodes?
I'm being a jerk. No, I know. I guess I was really
Yeah,
saying. I'm definitely being a jerk. I meant I meant season. I guess I was talking about season 1 through 4, but I didn't say that.
You did not say that.
I didn't
but
say
I
that.
would still argue Monkey See Doggy 2 then.
Well, no, you're right about that.
Of course I'm right. I'm always right.
You're always right.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you.
But yeah, no, I mean, I would count Aspirations though.
Aspirations is a good one. You're right.
Again, there's not a ton of them, but there are some, so it's worth pointing out. But this is the first of them.
Right. And it's like the most unlikely episode to do a sequel to.
I know. Of everything to do a sequel to, we chose the Smiths.
The average family.
Interesting choice. Yep. Average home. Average man.
It's just like, that's what I like, because like I could crap on like the recapping, but like it's fun. I just like I like the narrator's recap. Average anger. Revenge.
Yeah, but like also again with the recapping, it's like on one hand, I do kind of get it. It's like, okay, if you didn't see the previous episode, you're not really going to have context for this one. And Powerpuff Girls was always meant to be something that was episodic, not necessarily serialized, So like I could see, okay, some people might not have the context or remember or whatever. It's like, that's fine. The recap isn't that long. And again, it's very just abridged, very abridged. In fact, I think
they made it last.
I'm actually officially going to credit this as the inspiration for all abridged series on the internet. So Powerpuff Girls gets credit for that too. I decree it, so it must be true.
Powerpuff Girls.
Sarcasm aside. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't really know.
I think the network probably asked them to do it, but I like the narrator's narrations because like they do set up episode the episode setup seems like it's completely unrelated to the recap. So I do believe that they probably just set this up as a regular episode, and then the network's just like, you guys have to recap that.
Yeah. And speaking of recaps, I need to do my recap of what happens in this episode very briefly. Yeah. So I will. So basically, here's what happens. Harold Smith gets released from prison, goes home, and he's like, I'm sorry, forgive me for my transgressions. I've failed. I'm going to be a better person. And Mary Ann's like, nah, you're going to be worse. He's like, oh, okay. And then Mary Ann's like, we're going to get revenge because the Powerpuff Girls ruined my dinner. And then she gets evil, and then the kids get evil, and Harold is evil again, but he doesn't get a cool outfit like everyone else. And then they basically go destroy the Powerpuff Girls' home, commit a legitimate crime. The girls are like, well, we still have each other. Mary Ann flips out, and then they run through, or rather drive through the Powerpuff Girls' home before the girls just punch their car into oblivion, and then beat up the Smiths and send them all to prison, including the children.
That is an accurate... It's accurate depiction.
You're welcome.
Yes.
You're welcome.
That's exactly what happened in this episode.
That is exactly what happened.
Yeah, once again, this is a David Smith hour, and it's David Smith half hour, and one of the funniest half hours.
Yeah. I mean, I know we just came off of one of the best episodes, but like I still like Just Desserts too. I think Just Desserts is a great episode.
I think
it's
overshadowed because it's
I go back and forth. Yeah, but I go back and forth on whether or not I like this or Supervillain more, because I think they're both funny.
I mean,
I don't know about
sometimes
you.
I would say this,
but I go back and forth.
I would say this, but I think it's really Supervillain. But I think maybe because I'm just more used to Supervillain, and this one just feels newer to me. I think that's really what it is. It's hard to beat the original Supervillain.
I think Supervillain is. Well, I think part of it too is Supervillain sort of like hazes it a little bit because it's the more popular episode.
Sure. And once again, I do think this gets overshadowed.
Again,
by
not that popularity is a bad thing. Yeah, no, there's no doubt about that.
Yeah. And I think, Supervillain must have been a popular episode internally because I don't think they waited for like viewer feedback to tell them because it's in the same order of season. So I think internally they must
I doubt it.
And told David to make a sequel.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, not only that, but like they literally end the episode on like a cliffhanger teaser. So like they probably had a plan to do 2 episodes from the get-go almost, or at least during boarding like of the first episode. True. Be like, we can do a sequel to this.
Yeah, so I guess that's another
because like
thing I wonder about. Like, how was it planned from the beginning for them to come back, or what?
I think it was because of how Marianne. It sort of ends on Marianne with that, and then the narrator just sort of goes, "Uh-oh," that sort of thing. Like it feels like it's very deliberate,
right? But I sort of can't tell. But like this is a very good. I mean, I think I've heard some people like not care for this one. I'm not sure why. I guess they feel like it doesn't live up to the older episodes. I don't even remember caring that much about this one as a kid, but like it's really funny, especially on rewatch.
I think it's hilarious.
If you remember not caring for this one, yeah. I would honestly really encourage you to rewatch it.
Yeah, I think it's hilarious.
It is hilarious. Definitely. Also, just like the beginning, I just like the I think that's the first time that particular music cue, if you know what I'm talking about, is used.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which they use a lot. I remember it's also one that's like on the 10th anniversary DVD sets. I'm not even sure how to describe it, but it's just like so fun. And it's one of the things I love about Powerpuff Girls too, because that is not traditional music for a superhero show. And like it's like Powerpuff Girls is this like show. It's like, I guess Craig actually described it because they did this commercial for like the 25th anniversary, and I think the music really encapsulates this like idea. But like it's like this cartoony like rainbowy show, but like it has this like hardcore violence and like edginess in it sometimes. There's like that is so this show's style, and why it's funny. And so you do that, and you cut to the prison, and of course I love the joke that the girls are like running behind this guy. And they're like as if they're the ones who keep the city safe, but it's really the Townsville Correctional Facility.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Which I guess is like an Alcatraz
joke's hilarious.
Yeah. It's kind of sad too. They say it's a place to correct the peacefully challenged, and like there's that one guy who's just clearly gone mad in the corner. It's so sad, and I really feel bad for Harold. He's just like suffering in prison.
Yeah, no, he learned his lesson.
More than learned it. He's not filling mustard jars. He's making lights.
How many mustard jars did you?
Mustard jars did you? My gosh. And I guess that's one of the reasons to do a sequel, just because the cast is so fun on this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Especially Kathy Kusi, who's Bubbles once. And in some weird universe, there's probably a universe where Katsusi continued to be Bubbles. And I think I'd be okay in that universe, but, why?
I don't know if I would.
I mean, I'm glad they recast her, but, we had that conversation before.
Yeah. No need to repeat that. Yeah, no, I mean, I think my favorite joke at the very beginning is when they bring out the priest or whatever with the book, and they're like walking him as if he's on death row.
Right.
Like,
I love it. That sequence is
like it implies he's walking to
Today's the Day Herald. Yeah, it's so dark.
Mm-hmm.
And I just love like his moment of freedom.
Like,
that's just like I don't know why that sequence is so amusing to me.
Yeah, the sunshine and the birds or whatever, and then he jumps in the air, and it's like, what?
It's so funny. Gosh.
It is.
And then like the professor is afraid of him.
Yeah, and he's just like, the first time he's like, my life is so perfect. And then this one, he slowly creeps down and walks away.
The timing is so perfect. Powerpuff Girls just has really good timing.
Mm-hmm.
And this, especially in these 2 episodes that we're doing today.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what makes the Smiths funny to me too is just like, I just like they refuse to give them any dimension. Like, what makes them funny is that they're completely one-dimensional people. They only care about one thing. The little girl only cares about Jax. like Bud.
And I hate everything.
I hate everything. Gosh, Christine Kavanagh, just she will be missed, man. Because that's like her performances are just so funny.
Yep. Man.
And yeah. Harold, I guess is the most fleshed out, but like Yeah, Marianne just cares about her dinner. That's literally the only thing she cares about. Like, she drove her husband to prison, but she, the worst thing of all is that they ruined her dinner
Yep.
that she worked so hard on. And also fitting that this episode is called,
That's not a good reason at all. Really?
that is one of the funniest episode endings. It's just like, you're great for pressing my enemies. Like, that's it. It's not a good reason at all.
Really? No, they just beat him up.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, on that subject, what I really love about this episode is like, I think it's great because it's like the previous episode was called Supper Villain. What comes after supper? Dessert.
And like you know,
it's perfect. It's
this
perfect.
is the pie throwing sequence in the original.
Yeah, and then like obviously they're getting their just desserts, of course, but it's like it's just perfect.
Yeah, after
it's
they
like,
ruined her dinner.
How did they do it?
How did they do it? Right. And I love the suit up transformation. So that is so Gendy coded.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even know if he worked on this episode.
I don't know.
Whoa, gang, let me check. I think he actually probably worked on it, touched every episode because he's like he's the second in command guy on Powerpuff for the first 4 seasons. He doesn't have a credit for this one, but I'm sure he was at least in the story meeting.
Maybe.
But yeah, I just like they all have cool suit ups, and he's just like, how come your outfits are so cool?
Sorry, dear, we didn't have time.
It's like we had more time to prepare.
The man with a sparkler on his head.
And yeah, so she's showing Harold Smith like the car, and it's just a fun like line reading. She rolls her R's when she says like rotating laser.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Katsuki is just like, again, well, I sung her praises the last time, but just like you know, this is just like a bit part, and she always puts like 110% into it.
Dude, I think my favorite part of her whole performance is when she slams the door and she runs. She's like, Harold, Julie, get in the car.
One of the funniest drawings in the whole series.
That full freak out is amazing.
But what sells it for me is like Blossom the professor just like looking to their right, to like the left.
Yeah.
I don't know why, because like
and then,
Blossom doesn't usually make that expression. It's like, I don't know why, that just gets me every time I watch it.
Mm-hmm. And then I like how it just cuts to the opposite, like over the shoulder cam, and you just see these headlights just coming up towards the window, and then just smashes the wall down.
It's just like look how batshit they go. It's just like they're literally just gonna drive into the house, like they lost their minds.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's so nonsensical.
Yeah, it's great. It's absolutely great.
I love like the mundane. It's like, but Julie, I can't see. Oh, now I could see.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's say Jeff Bennett, great. Even though I said Grubber's a better voice actor than him earlier, and Grubber isn't a voice actor.
Yeah, I mean Jeff Bennett's pretty good too.
But Jeff Bennett's just really good at just just comedic acting, just like crying and stuff like that. He's always doing stuff like that. Especially, it reminds me of like this episode naturally reminds me of Dexter's Lab just because of the Smith family. Because I'm just thinking about like Dad's like coffee freak out. It's like, we don't need coffee, but it's empty. And Mom just has great line readings all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like it's really weird to say like my mom is one of my favorite Katsuki performances. Like that's really like to the top, like near the top. Which is funny because like if you tell her that, like you'd think it would be like Rugrats thing, but no, it's Mom, the character named Mom. And it's just all of her line readings, like no chicken and ricey for the puppy. It's so fun to imitate.
Oh my god.
Oh, one of the best jokes in this episode, what did you think about that? She just punches Harold Smith in the nose.
Oh, what'd you do that
Why
for?
Did you? I look at that line reading, it's like, why did you do that?
Yeah.
It's like, let's try to be quiet.
Now listen up.
It's just like this poor Harold, like he's just trying to be joyful. Like he probably would have reformed if it wasn't for his wife in this episode.
Yep, probably.
Like he's just ready to drive the kids for school. Picking up the kids from school will be a blast.
School will be a blast.
Such an idiot.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this episode is funny.
It is. It really is. Yeah.
Just the hating on the Smith family is just hilarious. The hate, like it's just like they're having a great time playing in the yard. It makes me sick because they're supposed to be the perfect family, but the Powerpuff Girls really are.
Well, I love the gag where like they're running around in the backyard and the professor's blindfolded,
like
and then
an
his
idiot.
watch goes off. He's like, "Oh, it's time to go," and then he literally backs out of his driveway with the blindfold on.
I forgot about that. You're right.
Smiths with the girls in the car. It's just
That's
like,
just
okay,
news, yeah.
He is. He is.
It's funny. The professor didn't cause any damage, but like they did. It's also just making this point. Shopping with the Powerpuff Girls must be a lot of fun.
It's probably easier.
A lot easier. I mean, they're not going to pay for it. I mean, they should make money off of fighting crime, but whatever. That's just us being political and having complaints with the Townsville government. Let's not bring politics into this, but the mayor is a pig, and
Yeah. Well, he's no sugar daddy.
he's no sugar. Those days, those days are over. Fun nothing. But yeah, this is like also just like them punching the car was just like extremely satisfying to watch.
Yeah.
And they just look so pathetic, like just sitting there.
Yeah, just in the seats. Yeah.
Well, we talked about the end gag, but this one is just really funny.
Mm-hmm. Agreed, completely.
Yeah, it's one that I appreciate more now than before, and I think it really might have just been because not only the original episode overshadows it, but the rainy day overshadows it a little bit. But like this is no slouch.
Yeah, not at all. No, I still really enjoyed the episode a lot, and always look
and it's
forward
not
to
really
seeing
disappointing
it
it too. It's like obviously because it's the first one, Super Villain is more iconic, but like this isn't really a disappointment at all. This is just as fun.
No.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. So like these two are really like the show's just like flexing its comedic chops because like the show is always funny. We talk about this all the time because some people do have the view that the show is more serious. It's like the show is a comedy, but like it's like it's like the word that's usually used to describe, especially by Craig, is it's campy. So like it's a superhero show, but like that doesn't take itself seriously. But like these episodes really indulge on the comedy, and that's always a treat for me.
Yeah,
because the writers on the show are really funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and you have Tom Kenny as a narrator, like how has to be funny.
Pretty much.
And yeah, well I'm in a good mood. Wow, this two great episodes back to back.
How about that?
Yeah.
Other than that, though, do you have anything else to really say
No,
about
I don't.
Supervillain, or do you think we should?
This was slamming. This was dazzling. This was jiggy.
Interesting. Yo, we getting jiggy with it? Are we getting twiggy?
This
with
is
it?
Fat G.
Yo, these new techno music is dope.
They be chilling with the girl power trip, y'all.
We're not there yet.
I know, but
all right, cool. Well, we're gonna go ahead and wrap things up here. So as a reminder, I don't remember if we announced it or not. We're not doing Q&As for the rest of this because our podcast was dead to the point that nobody was leaving any questions and we delayed it so much. But that's completely our fault.
Yeah.
But if you're listening to this now, feel free to leave some questions for us, so that way we can go ahead and answer them in upcoming future episodes of the podcast. And we'll be sure to bring back the Q&A section, I'm sure, at that point when we do that. So just keep an eye out for that. Feel free to drop them on Spotify or YouTube, depending on wherever you're listening to this podcast.
Shadow doesn't want me to say this. We're recording the next episode right after this.
You weren't supposed to tell them that. Why did you do this? I can't believe you.
I hate magic.
You failed. You have failed me so much.
I hate magic.
I'll consider forgiving you in 20 minutes, but for the next 19 and 59 seconds, I'm going to be salty. That being said, we hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Next episode, we're going to be talking about season 2, episode 11, which consists of Twisted Sister and Cover Up. So whoops, I bumped the mic. My apologies. We will be talking about those episodes next time. Feel free to keep an eye out for that episode. And as always, like I said, make sure to check out me on YouTube. I just released the season 2 video. In a couple days after this is recorded, you guys will have seen it for a while now, or it'll have been out for a while now at least. You can check out RJ wherever RJ wants you to check him out at. And and we will see you guys in the next episode.
Playtime is over, so once again the day will be saved for real thanks to the Powerpuff Girls. Oh, I wanted to be Bubbles.